shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
All eyes on the economy this morning as the Federal Reserve will decide its next move when it comes to interest rates today. How today's decision will affect things like credit card payments, mortgages, and car loans.
And it's a cloudy start out there, and there are a few showers. We're going to walk through our potential for rain through the day coming up.
And a tractor trailer carrying bread burns up on I-95 overnight. Why investigators say it took hours to get everything cleaned up and the road back open. It is 4:30 on your Wednesday. Welcome to the day and the start of it. It's actually not freezing out there. There we go. So we're off to a good start. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, difference than the last couple of days here as we get things started. Reached the midweek point. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. A little more mild out there.
Yes, definitely feels better. We have cloud cover out there and a few scattered showers. Watching this little band that's getting ready to move through Asheboro. Currently, there's not any rain that's falling in our viewing area, but there will be some as we head through the morning. And some of that could affect your morning commute. Here's a look at Futurecast. Watching that little batch of some light patchy rain that's back off to the west. We'll move that forward, and you can see at 6 a.m. we're pretty dry. It's really not likely to be something that affects our morning commute very much. You could run into a quick sprinkle, but nothing measurable in the rain gauges. Closer to lunchtime, we have a band of rain that starts to move into the region. So if you have lunch plans or you have a meeting you need to go to, running some errands, that sort of thing, we're going to see some rain. During the evening, it's more likely to be from the Triangle area southward, and then gradually after dinner, that all tapers off. Likely to be cloudy all day. I wouldn't expect that we'd see very much sunshine. It is much warmer than it was yesterday, though. 49 degrees. We have a southeast wind, that southerly component to the wind, helping to warm up our temperatures. It's 45 right now in Roxborough, 48 in Fayetteville, 43 Rocky Mount, 45 in Southern Pines. So we're looking at mid to upper 40s, which of course is 15 to 20 degrees warmer than it was this time yesterday. We are far from freezing. It is going to be a fairly cool day today, though. We'll see mostly cloudy skies with those scattered showers and a high of 58. Tomorrow, though, is the day that we jump to 80 degrees. I'll show you what's going to bring us that big change coming up.
A portion of I-95 South near Wilson reopened at 3 a.m. this morning after a tractor trailer carrying bread caught fire overnight. Michael Grace spoke to investigators at the scene in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, and he shows us how all this got started.
Michael Grace in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker in Wilson County. We're just after 3 a.m. Crews finally wrapping up on a cleanup after a tractor trailer caught on fire on I-95. Take a look at this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker of that scene. This happened in the southbound lane right before NC 42. The state trooper I spoke with said the driver of the tractor trailer noticed at around 10:15 that his tractor tire had caught on fire. He then pulled over, got out of the car, and from there that fire spread quickly. You can see the entire cabin destroyed, that front half of the trailer completely burnt up. The trailer was full of bread and the debris all over the road. They had to bring in all sorts of equipment to get that debris up and then into the dump trucks that they also brought out here. The good news coming out of this big mess, state troopers say that driver is going to be okay. In Wilson County, Michael Grace, WRAL News.
A big decision from our nation's central bank today is likely to affect your family's finances. The Federal Reserve is weighing another interest rate hike to fight inflation, but must also consider those recent bank failures. WRAL's Nia Hardin spoke to an economist about what today's decision means for you. She joins us live from Raleigh. Nia, good morning.
Good morning, Renee. Well, one local economist here tells us that they believe the feds will decide to raise interest rates. NC State economist Mike Walden, he says that rates will go up, he thinks, by 1/4 of a point. Other financial experts say the same. Walden also thinks we are headed to a recession. While he expects North Carolinians to feel the higher interest rates and see some layoffs, he says the state's economy will continue to grow, but warns that we should keep our jobs and have a plan. Now, this could be the 9th straight time that the feds will end up raising rates over the past year. The feds will release their decision at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll have updates for you in our later newscast. Nia Hardin, WRAL News in Raleigh.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, I want to give you a look at stock futures here. You can see all in the red this morning. NASDAQ down about 47 points, Dow Jones 67 points, and the S&P 500 down almost 10 points. Again, yesterday, the stocks did end in the positive, and the move comes as fears over the ongoing banking crisis showed signs of easing. Again, we are waiting on the Fed's report. I'll keep an eye on stocks and bring you the latest from the Live Center.
This morning, a grand jury in New York will meet to talk about a possible indictment of former President Donald Trump. This comes after Trump predicted he would be arrested yesterday for his alleged involvement in a scheme to pay hush money to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. No indictment has been confirmed yet. The grand jury will make those decisions when it meets today.
Overnight, we learned communications between Daniels and an attorney representing Trump have been turned over to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. That's according to a lawyer for Daniels. The exchanges date back to 2018 when she was seeking an attorney. Experts say this could sideline Trump's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, from his defense of the former president. Tacopina denies there's a conflict and says he never talked to Daniels.
Trump is blasting the Manhattan District Attorney on social media. In a post to Truth Social, Trump said Alvin Bragg presides over, quote, one of the most crime-ridden, violent, and dangerous cities in the U.S. That claim is untrue, and Trump also claimed that he has committed no crime of any kind.
We'll find out today why Roanoke Rapids puts its police chief and captain on administrative leave. WRAL was there as City Council went into a closed-door session last night to discuss the change. Earlier this month, Chief B.L. Martin and Captain Jamie Hardy were placed on leave, and so far, city leaders haven't said why. The city manager is scheduled to release a statement today at 4 o'clock. The city attorney said there will be no lapse in police services.
Our acting chief is Gorton Williams. He's right over there. The community is, the PD is still patrolling the streets and still making arrests, and still, detectives are still investigating cases.
Chief Martin and Captain Hardy have declined to say why they are on leave.
A push to limit how racial issues are tackled in the classroom could take a big step forward today. The State House is expected to vote on a bill restricting lessons on systemic racism and white privilege. It instead lays out topics teachers can address, but in the bill's words, can't promote. It does not mention critical race theory.
Pay increases and additional bonuses are coming for hundreds of educators and bus drivers in Wake County. The Board of Education unanimously approved the measure last night. Employees with advanced degrees will get a pay raise for the first time since 2013. Bus drivers will receive an additional $200 a month for perfect attendance. The approval comes as families and students across the district feel the impact of staffing shortages.
We're looking to recruit new bus drivers to bring them in the mix because we're so short. But at the same time, we want to take the necessary steps to retain our existing bus drivers. And this is an opportunity to provide them additional pay throughout the year.
School board members say Wake Schools has savings that will cover at least some of that cost. The pay increases and new bonuses are set to take effect in July. The look of downtown Chapel Hill may be about to change. Town Council is meeting tonight to consider plans for a new life sciences center. These are some early sketches of what the building could look like. The new building would be on West Franklin Street across from the Chipotle. It would be 9 stories tall. It would also feature retail space along West Franklin Street and parking along West Rosemary Street. Tonight's council meeting starts at 7.
Well, it was an unusual sight for one Apex homeowner.
And then it was like, those are coyotes. Like, it was just kind of a delayed reaction for me.
And just ahead, why wildlife experts say coyote sightings are becoming more common in our area.
And why investigators are now shifting their investigation into the death of a 19-year-old nursing student 8 years after ruling it a hit and run.
And take a live look outside in Lewisburg this morning. Good morning to you. It's a cloudy, cool start to our day. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will show us when we have the chance for showers. That's coming up.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Starting our non-dual Doppler 5000 radar this morning. No rain actually in our viewing area at this point, but there are some showers back to the west. Gradually, especially as we get closer to mid-morning, we'll see some of this rain moving in, but it's not likely to have a big effect on our morning commute. We take a live look at Chapel Hill, and it is all dry here right now. Town-by-town temperatures are much warmer than yesterday, in the 40s instead of 20s. 43 in Lewisburg, it's 46 in Irwin, and 45 degrees right now in South Hill. So walking the dog this morning, you might be fine just in a jacket. You don't need your heaviest coat, certainly. By the time we get to 9 or 10, we'll begin to see some showers around the Triangle area, and that will last up until around the time of the evening commute. Our southern counties could see it a little bit longer. It'll be a mild afternoon with a high of 60.
South Carolina law enforcement are now investigating the death of Stephen Smith as a homicide. This comes after new evidence emerged during their investigation into the murders of Alec Murdaugh's wife and son. Smith's body was found in the middle of a road in 2015. He was 19 years old and a nursing student. Authorities ruled his death a hit and run. His family has been pushing for a new investigation and to exhume his body for a second autopsy. Authorities haven't said what new evidence they found. Smith was a high school classmate of Alec Murdaugh's son, Buster. A Wake County mental health facility praised for its comprehensive care is breaking up its provider team. Mental health advocates showed up at Wakebrook yesterday, urging the county and UNC Health to work out a contract. Wakebrook provides inpatient and outpatient mental health care and substance abuse services. It's become a model for helping law enforcement find care for people instead of taking them to jail or to the ER. Mental health advocates don't want to break up a vital community resource over a money dispute.
It's a very integrated model of care that works for the patients with dignity and respect for the patient. I think that will be lost because another cheaper alternative is not going to provide that level of service.
UNC's contracts are set to expire over the next year. Wake County spends nearly $14 million a year on Wakebrook and commissioned a study to find a more efficient mental health service model.
Some good news to share. 17-year-old Tillman Mitchell is out of the hospital and recovering at home. He's the student who was hit in Halifax County while getting off the school bus. The principal at Haliwasaponi Tribal School shared the update, and she's planning also a community day this Saturday, March 25th, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. inside the school's cafeteria. There'll be a car wash, bake sale, and more to help support Tillman and his family.
We now know the name of the person found dead in a burn pit at a home in Cary. Police say they found the remains of 34-year-old Cecily Walker Scott at the home on Dorset Drive Sunday. Officers say the homeowner, 35-year-old Ian DeLauder, shot himself in an RV on the same property. He is still in critical condition. Another woman was found unhurt at the home. WRAL has learned that since 2018, Cary police have been called to that home 21 times.
New this morning, Arkansas is putting restrictions on transgender people at public schools. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed a new law last night. It bans transgender people from using the restroom that matches their gender identity in schools. This is the latest in a series of similar efforts nationwide and comes 6 years after North Carolina repealed its own bathroom law following widespread protests and boycotts. More than 24 bathroom bills have been filed in 17 states, according to the Human Rights Campaign.
Students at West Texas A&M are protesting the school president's decision to cancel a drag show on campus. The show was planned to support the Trevor Project, which focuses on suicide prevention in the LGBTQ+ community. Organizers say the school's president called it off because of his own beliefs, which do not reflect the majority of the student body. They say a public university cannot cancel an artistic performance because of one administrator's personal beliefs.
All right, check this out. A homeowner in Apex got a notification on his phone from his Ring doorbell because he saw this: 2 coyotes walking in his front yard. Wildlife experts say this happens in our area more than you think, and you need to keep track of your small pets. The homeowner says this is the first time he's ever seen coyotes in his neighborhood. And animal experts say it's becoming more common with so much new construction in the Triangle. NC State Associate Professor Dr. Tara Harrison tells WRAL coyotes are on the move at this time of year because they're breeding and looking for partners.
Don't feed your cat outside, don't feed your dog outside, and also make sure your trash is contained to try to make it so your place is not a place for them to congregate.
Well, Harrison says coyotes are easier to see this time of year, but they are likely always around.
The atmospheric rivers that cause destruction across California have been helpful for ski resorts. Here's why. Some Lake Tahoe area resorts are extending their ski and snowboarding season well into May. Several ski resorts in both Nevada and Northern California are extending their seasons weeks later than usual. But people who love winter sports may need a snowmobile to even get there. Well, Elizabeth Gardner certainly perked up when she heard ski seasons are getting longer. And back in the day, you spent some time at Lake Tahoe.
I did right after college. I went and spent a ski season there, and it was an incredible experience, such a beautiful place. And we had one system that dumped 5 feet of snow on us, and that's really hard to imagine. They've seen a lot more than that this year, but it's incredible what they're having to deal with all that snow. And they've actually missed some of the ski season because they've had too much snow. So some folks may enjoy being up there in May. I also lived out in Washington State where we were able to ski through the month of May. So not the case around here. That's fine. We usually have an absolutely gorgeous May, and I'll take it because, if it's not snowing, I'd just rather it be 70 degrees. And we've got some of that coming our way. We also have some showers that have popped up back to our west. Most of these showers are going to dissipate before they move into our area, but we do have another wave of rain that comes in closer to lunchtime. I think the bulk of the morning commute is going to be fairly dry. We can see that here on Futurecast. At 6 a.m., things are cloudy, but not wet. And then we get this push that comes in right around midnight, right around lunchtime. You can see across the viewing area. And then around 3 or 4 o'clock, it settles down to the south, and we may have some lingering showers during the evening commute in our southern counties. And then by dinner time or so, all of that dissipates, and we're looking at some beautiful weather for Thursday and Friday. Another round of rain on Saturday. We're going to talk more about that coming up. It is dry here in downtown Raleigh. This is a look at our view from the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences. It is 49 degrees, so we are well above freezing. Hopefully the farmers are sleeping well this morning. They worked so hard the last several mornings to protect the strawberries and the fruit crops around our area. Our temperatures are solidly in the 40s. It's 45 in Southern Pines, 42 in Goldsboro, 45 in South Hill. Our pattern change really kicks into gear starting tomorrow. We'll see 60 today because of the cloud cover. 65 is our normal high, but we jump to 80 on Thursday and 86 on Friday. That 86 on Friday is not far from the record. And Raleigh, the record for Friday is 88, so just a couple of degrees from that. And in Fayetteville, we could easily tie that record. Our forecast is 87. And that is the previous record for Friday. We have warmer air that is going to be building in a good chunk of the eastern part of the country. The southeast in particular will see temperatures well above normal. High pressure is going to help to push warm air in. High pressure systems can help to draw colder air in or warmer air up from the south. And that high is going to be producing that warm flow for us starting tomorrow and continuing for a while, actually. We're actually going to end up seeing a little wetter pattern as well, which is pretty typical for spring. Saturday, we'll see some showers. It will not be a washout sort of weekend. Sunday looks dry. We'll walk through the timeline for Saturday's showers, and we'll touch on what could happen early next week as well with those chances for showers coming up.
Thanks, Elizabeth. A couple renovating their kitchen finds something incredible behind their walls. Take a look. These are more than just your average murals. Just ahead, we'll share just how old they actually are.
And the Ringling Brothers Circus is back. The changes made to their performance and where you can see it here in North Carolina.
Now to some movie news, including a pair of documentaries and the latest on an Oscar winner. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
She was catapulted into the world of adult sexuality. I just always remember thinking, I hope she's okay. She was a young girl in an all-adult world. I'm amazed that I survived any of it.
Here's your first look at Pretty Baby, Brooke Shields. The documentary traces her career from child star to adult seeking her own voice in a society that often objectifies women and girls. Pretty Baby, Brooke Shields debuts April 3rd on Hulu.
I'm impressed by the work around me.
The studio that just dominated the Academy Awards has snared another Oscar winner. Anne Hathaway is set to star in Mother Mary for A24, the studio behind Everything Everywhere All at Once and The Whale. It's described as an epic pop melodrama about a musician, played by Hathaway, and an iconic fashion designer, played by Michaela Cole.
Performing for one last time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it's One Direction.
I thought for me, it was the band or nothing. It was hard for me to imagine myself on my own.
Louis Tomlinson, All of Those Voices, shows the singer-songwriter's journey from One Direction member to solo artist, featuring home movies and behind-the-scenes access to Tomlinson's life and career. The documentary debuts in a limited theatrical run today. Info and tickets at allofthesevoices.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're looking for a reason to renovate, here's one. You never know what you might find behind the walls. So a couple in England found 2 murals believed to be from the 17th century while remodeling the kitchen in their apartment. The paintings depict a scene from the Bible. The English Agency for Historic Culture is documenting the murals and holding on to them. In the meantime, it gave the couple a high-quality, life-sized replica to display in their home. So they didn't get to keep it, but they have a little memory of that for sure.
Oh, I love it. All framed up now. I mean, what a find, huh?
It would look great over a fireplace or something, behind the couch.
Those walls are talking.
Yeah, for sure.
Ringling Brothers Circus is back, this time with no animals, and it is coming to North Carolina. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey will be making a stop at the Greensboro Coliseum. There will be 7 shows next year from February 2nd through the 4th. The circus has been reimagined since it faced dwindling ticket sales and controversy over the treatment of animal performers. The circus will feature high-wire tricks, soaring trapeze artists, and bicycles leaping on trampolines. Right now it is 4:57. We'll take a live look outside in Clinton. It's a cloudy start to the day in some areas for us this morning. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will show us when we have a chance for showers coming up.
And this afternoon, the Federal Reserve will decide its next move when it comes to interest rates today. How today's decision will impact things like credit card payments, mortgages, and car loans.
Also, groundbreaking will happen in just a few hours for what will be downtown Raleigh's first skate park. Why officials with Skate Raleigh believe that this park will help bridge gaps between people from all different walks of life.